We have another speaker who leaned into the speaker talent search because that's how you get on this stage. And her name is Dr. Minette Riordan. She's an award-winning entrepreneur and best-selling author of The Artful Marketer, the fundamental business guide for creative entrepreneurs, and Instant Insights, a time management system for creative entrepreneurs. Who's a creative entrepreneur here? Yeah, got that right side of the brain going on. Love it. Dr. Minette Riordan is passionate about bringing creativity and business together. In her 15 years as a successful entrepreneur, Minette has spoken to hundreds of groups and coached hundreds of women on how to build a profitable business. She learned the hard way that working too hard with too little money to show for it leads to what? Burnout and breakdown and overwhelm. Yes. Oh, we want to get rid of that. When she first started her business, Minette knew nothing about marketing and sales. Me too. In fact, the first time she stood up at a local networking event, she was so nervous, her knees were shaking, and her face turned bright red. She was terrified to pick up the phone and make a sales call. But she knew if she couldn't master marketing and sales, she wouldn't have a business and therefore couldn't serve. Minette is now well on her way to building her second successful business. She has a lot of great content for us today. Minette is passionate about helping creative women entrepreneurs to work smarter, not harder, so they have more time to do the work they love. Please welcome Dr. Minette Riordan.
Thank you. There is a vitality, a life force, an energy that is translated through you. And because there is only one of you in the entire world, this experience is unique. Martha Graham. So welcome, I'm Dr. Minette Riordan. Thank you for that lovely introduction, Cynthia. And I want to say thank you to Rebecca. She's not in the room right now, but I also am here. This is my second time being here because of the Speaker Talent Search. Highly, highly recommend the experience. Just that experience of having to give a 7-minute talk, including a pitch, was challenging and just really transformational. And I want to also acknowledge each of you for being here today, even when you're healing, getting well, having crazy driving experiences, for just taking the time to commit to yourselves, to transform your life, your business. I especially want to thank you because I had a transformational moment this year when I realized that after 20 years of marriage, my husband is my soulmate, and in this moment, our paths are truly aligned. So it was beautiful, so thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So IBM, you can go ahead and hand those out, Brandy, thank you. So IBM recently conducted a study of 1,500 CEOs from 60 different countries, 33 different industries. And what they found was the number one stated necessary characteristic for success in the marketplace today is creativity. Not discipline, not vision, not integrity, creativity. So what I want to share with you today is how you can bring more creative play into your business in a way that boosts your confidence, makes the hard parts of your business a lot more fun, and boost your bottom line. Does that sound good? Yeah. Awesome. So I want to share a little bit with you about why I'm so passionate about creativity and why I think it's so important to make this happen. So when I was a little girl, I loved to draw. In fact, my favorite thing was a box of crayons, the 64 count with the sharpener in the back. And you know how you open the box of crayons and that waxy smell? I still get excited about that smell today. But inside that box was a whole world of dreams and possibilities. It felt like in that moment, anything was possible until a teacher, a parent, a peer looked at you and said, "That doesn't look like a horse." And all of a sudden you started getting these crazy mixed messages that I'm not creative. You see, we have this problem in the country right now where we're confusing creativity with art with a capital A. How many of you in this room long to be Picasso or Van Gogh or Martha Graham? What's happened is we got these crazy mixed messages and we stopped believing that we're truly creative. All of us at our core are creative. And it takes courage to stand up and say, I'm creative on this stage right here today. And in fact, on my drive up here yesterday, I was talking to a dear friend of mine. And if you follow me on Facebook or you're friends with me on Facebook, I post a lot of my art. I love to make art. And she says, you're an artist at your core. And I went, me? No, I'm not. I'm a business coach. And I had to pause for a moment, and I texted her later, and I said, thank you so much for claiming that for me and reminding me to step into that place of being an artist and a business coach. Because I was one of those kids. I got a lot of mixed messages. I actually sold my first piece of art, a stained glass window, to an Italian restaurant in high school, published my first poem in my 20s. I published 3 best-selling books. I have a doctorate in poetry from Stanford University, and I never got good grades in art classes. I got C's on my poems in high school. And my mother, just 5 years ago, God love her, has an MFA, Master's in Fine Arts. And that's a whole nother story. But I was moving from Texas to California, and I'd moved a bookshelf and I'd hung some of my art on the wall in my bedroom. And she said, I want to see what you hung up in there. So I took her back there, very nervously, to show her. And she said, why didn't you hang some real art on the wall? Can you imagine saying that to your child? And I'm 47 years old, and I felt like I was a baby all over again. This is the art that was hanging on my wall, this beautiful mandala that I created. So, it's hard to express your creativity. What does that have to do with business success? It has to do everything with your business success. Because knowing who you are and how to integrate all of who you are into your business is actually the key to building a successful business that you love so that you don't burn out. So 5 years ago, I moved to California. I started my coaching business. I'd already built a publishing company, and I thought, I really want to help women. I think I know how I want to do that. Well, I'll be a relationship coach. I wrote a book on repairing relationships. I'm going to be a creativity coach. And I'm walking on the beach with my husband one day. It's one of our favorite parts of living in Santa Barbara. And he looks at me and he says, Minette, I don't know what to tell people it is that you do. I thought I was being really clear, but I was clear as mud, right? And he was right. I wasn't clear about who I was, about how I wanted to help her show up. So I hired a coach. I got clear. I got more clients. I went from making $12,000 a year in my business to getting paid over $12,000 a year per client in 4 years because I got clear about who I am and what it is that I want to create. So what changed on that journey was me. I kept making art. I started sharing my art, even though, can I tell you, it's still freaking scary to put my art on Facebook because I know my mom's on Facebook. Right? Most of my friends are pretty complimentary, and if they're not, they just don't say anything, right? But I keep putting it out there, and then I realized, as I'm looking at all my beautiful, amazing clients, I'm like, oh, they're all just like me. They're all really creative. We're all kind of crazy. We got lots of ideas. We find it really hard to focus in on which ideas to start with. That was me walking on the beach with Brad, chattering, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do that. We can do it all, we just can't do it all at once. So what I discovered was that the more I brought my creativity into my business, the happier I was. I owned a publishing company for 11 years. I was so done with marketing and sales until I realized I could make marketing and sales fun, not just for me, but for my clients too. So today what I want to share with you is some of the ways that we can bring a little more creativity into our business in a way that makes it a little more impactful and a lot more fun. Sound good? Awesome. So I'm going to start with something super creative. I am a former teacher. I love handouts. I taught high school, college, just about everything you could imagine. And I wanted to share, so one of the ways that I actually keep my butt in my seat in these rooms is by doodling. So you've got some place in your notes to doodle. So this is what I've been doing all morning, right? So I encourage you to doodle. Did you know that if you doodle when you listen, your mind is focused when your hands are busy? So you've got lots of room to doodle in your handouts. But on page 3, you see a page that at the top says, let's get creative. We're gonna write a poem together. How many of you love poetry? Got a couple of you. So we're gonna create some simple metaphors to create a little bit of a mindset shift around marketing. So all we're gonna do here is just fill in the blank. It's the fastest, easiest poem you've ever written in your whole life. So I want you to just write, marketing is blank. You're just gonna fill in the blank. Marketing is blank. Marketing is blank, marketing is blank, marketing is blank, blank, blank. And I'm just gonna give you a few seconds to do this. Gonna be really fast. Don't think about it. You're not trying to be Robert Frost or Emily Dickinson or William Blake or one of my heroes, Pablo Neruda. Yes, you have a form on page 3 in your handouts. Just fill it out. Play along with me. Trust the process. If you're still writing, that's fine. I'm going to keep moving us along. So in the second part of the poem, in that blank in the left-hand column, you're going to write down something you love to do. So for me, I might write painting. So in the left-hand column, I'd write painting, 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 3 times. Same activity. Maybe it's hiking, bicycling, photography, dancing. I know we have some people in here that love to dance. Cooking, I love to cook. Baking, my daughter's home baking today. She loves to bake. What is it that you love? And then fill in the blanks again. Baking is relaxing. Baking is tasty. Baking is sharing joyful sweets.
Are they the same words that we put in the first part?
They might be, they might not be. Great question, Brooke. And then finally, wherever you wrote your favorite activity in the left-hand column, cross it out and write marketing. In the second version of the poem, cross it out and write marketing. So how many of you are seeing a little bit of a mindset shift about what marketing could be as you do this? Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. How many of you don't like marketing at all? Wish marketing would go away and you just never have to do it? How many of you, like me, totally geek out and absolutely love marketing? Yeah, not very many, right? Not very many. So this is just one of the ways that I incorporate creativity into my coaching practice with my clients. Makes it super fun and playful, but it also helps us get out of our left thinking brain. I'm pointing at my right, typical creative. I'm pointing at my right, talking about my left. Gets us out of our left creative, our left intuitive, gets us out of our left brain into our right brain. I'm beautiful, aren't I? You're right, that works awesome. Yes, that works awesome. So I knew I needed to find some ways to make marketing more creative and more fun for my clients, which is why I created my color wheel marketing system. You guys all have a copy of this on your table. And given the short amount of time we have today, clearly I'm not going to be able to walk you through the whole system, so I'm just going to look at the center of the color wheel, but I'm going to tell you how I can give you more information in a little bit on how to get more details about the rest of the wheel as well. But I think the center of the color wheel is the most important part. Because when you nail this part, it makes the rest of marketing so simple. You never have to agonize or worry or get concerned or try to find clients. They will just flow to you magically, I promise. So I'm just going to walk you through the center of the color wheel really briefly. So looking first at the yellow. Remember your primary colors? Red, yellow, and blue. You can make all the other colors with red, yellow, and blue, right? Yellow is you and your unique brilliance. I find that people actually really struggle with this, with claiming, identifying, and standing in your unique brilliance. And yet your unique brilliance is the #1 thing that attracts people to you. And so here's the thing, your unique brilliance is not your degrees and certifications. I am an education junkie. I've got lots and lots and lots, right? I have a PhD from Stanford. That's not why you guys are sitting here listening to me today, right? I could do my whole talk in Spanish, but that wouldn't go over very well, would it? Your unique brilliance is the thing that makes you different. It's probably been you since you were a child. It's the part of you that people are always attracted to. Rebecca's bubbly giggle that attracts all of us to her. Her heart-centered approach. Cynthia's lovely presence on stage. The flower pens, the little touches. It's the piece of you that everybody says, oh, Kathleen, you are so, fill in the blank. And yet we were raised, especially those of us women of a certain age, to not brag about ourselves, to not talk about ourselves, to not be selfish, bitchy, egotistical, right? It wasn't okay to claim our brilliance. And so it's a long battle to come back from that place of standing up here and being seen and heard, of becoming the role of messengers that Rebecca is calling all of you to do. And it's so important. And if you don't know how to claim your unique brilliance, ask. Ask your family, ask your friends, ask your clients. They'll tell you. They will tell you. And speaking of your clients, the red is your ideal client. You have to understand who it is that you're most called to work with, because there has to be a beautiful symbiotic match between what you're best at and what your people need from you. And again, it's not your skills and your talents, it's who you are at your core is what they need most from you. So I want to share a quick success story from one of my clients, Britney Allen. So Britney is this amazing graphic designer. In fact, she used to design my magazine when I had my parenting magazine. And when Britney came to me, she'd been in business for about 15 years. She'd had her best year in business ever. I think she'd made like $125,000. And she was burnt out, overwhelmed, exhausted, ready to give up on the business that had been her calling for her whole life. And after a month of working together, Britney got clear about her brilliance and her ideal client and how they were connected. Because see, in her spare time, Britney Allen is Zoe, the caring clown, who volunteers every Thursday at the cancer ward at the local children's hospital. And when she realized how passionate she is about kids, she also realized that her ideal clients are people who are also serving children. All of a sudden, we knew exactly who to target, how to find them, and how to get her excited and passionate about her business again. And as soon as we were able to do that, she quickly went back to six figures without feeling burnt out or exhausted. In fact, I just talked to her a couple of weeks ago, still so excited and in love with her business and in love with being Zoe. But we had to bring Zoe into Second Story Design in order to bring it back to life. The other thing that you need to know is exactly what problems you're best at solving for your clients, which is the blue in the center of your color wheel. Know what problems you're best at solving for your ideal clients. So if I were to ask you to close your eyes, actually I will ask you to close your eyes for just a minute, and just imagine your favorite client. And just raise your hand if you instantly have someone pop to mind that's your absolute favorite client. This client is all you need to know about marketing. Everything you need to know to go find more of them is right there in this beautiful person. All you have to do is ask. So now imagine if your entire business practice were full of this one type of client. How would that feel? Joyful, abundant, productive, exciting. So connecting with the energy of you, your clients, and the problems you solve is the secret to marketing success. You can open your eyes. Thank you. I love guided visualization. It's one more way of bringing creative play productively into your business and helping you connect to your intuition, into your heart, and forgetting that you think that you have to think your way through business, that you can play your way through business. In fact, I believe the more we play, the more money we make. The more we play, the more money we make. So in the 1 minute we have left, I want to share one final fun creative activity with you, which is on the last page of your handouts. It's another great way to create a lot of content and to make marketing super fun. is to create a mind map. Again, quit trying to force your way through marketing. Let your ideal clients do the talking. So I've shown you a very simple mind map process for how to create enough content to fill your blog, your social media, and all the other places where you're sharing your genius so effortlessly by constantly speaking to what your clients need from you. It's such a fun way to effortlessly create things to say, because how many of you spend time staring at a blank screen going, I don't know what to write today. I don't know what to put on Facebook. They keep saying I should be on Instagram. I don't know what to share. So a mind map is a fun, powerful way to add more creative play to your marketing planning and strategy. So I want to thank you so much for your time today. I look forward to talking to more of you the rest of the day, and it's been my honor and pleasure to spend this time with you. Thank you.
Are you a speaker looking to reach more people with your message? You have a global vision that you want to touch the world and make a global difference. If so, I have an amazing opportunity for you. It's called the Speaker Talent Search. Again, that's the speakertalentsearch.com. You'll find all the details, but here are the highlights. With one application process, you get clarity on your message. You get to fine-tune how you want to reach the world. Then you'll have everything ready in one place for the opportunities when they come. Second, we select you as a finalist. You get to come in and audition with a 7-minute audition, open up the door to hundreds of speaking opportunities. I hope you lean in. I hope you say yes. We would love to hear your message help you touch the world powerfully. Again, that's the speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your powerful message.